What's up, yo? What's going on? What's happening? Happy. Oh, shit. Music's back. I like that my own music fires me up, though. That was sick. I'm just listening to that shit play. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, it's go time, baby. Go time for what? Happy Monday. Welcome to this fine Monday morning edition of BS with Hannas. That's me. I'm Nikki Hannas. This is my little YouTube morning talk show on this fine Monday morning. The whole premise of this, I'll wake up and take a nice walk. I'll walk and I'll ponder. And I'll read some good stuff. Come out here and talk to the people. When I'm done talking to you people, my people, what's up, y'all? What's up, world? What's up, YouTube? What's up, every motherfucking buddy? When I'm done here, go lift some weights, go to work, go about my business. Today is chest day. Monday is chest day, and it's a glorious, fine, wonderful way to start the week. Yeah, it's a Monday, dude. I'm fucking back. All is good. All is good. I got to lay down some tracks yesterday. My man Funky Star Child hit me up to play bass on a New Year's Eve gig, which means I get to learn some songs. So we had a nice little session yesterday. Finished those vocal tracks on my new project, which took a whole 5 minutes. One quick pass through the one song I'm singing on. I'm excited to get that thing done. I'm excited to get that done and shared. Always working, man. I think I've had some of my friends in the real world note that I'm just constantly banging out, just being hella productive making music. I think it's very important. And it doesn't really minimize, in my view, like how I feel about each piece. I'm not just doing as much as I can just for the sake of doing as much as I can. And all right, one thing on to the next, one thing on to the next. Now I am, but that's just because in my mind, it's a high spirited pursuit of just being fucking productive. You know, I don't like just. I'm very fortunate to have the ability and the network of people and friends and associates and means and equipment and ability to, write a bunch of stuff consistently and just record it and release it consistently. If I have the ability to do all this stuff, I think I should. And I love it. I think it sets the pace, man. I want motherfuckers to try and be like, oh shit, be honest, dude just keeps releasing music. That's right. I want to be that dude, you know? And a lot of the stuff, the more and more I listen to, the more and more I read, almost everything. It's like if you're chasing a dream, if you've got a dream that you're chasing, it's not even about what you need to do so much as who you are, who you need to become. Once you become something different, once your identity is shifted, doing those things and executing plans instead of just wishing, instead of just wanting to, it comes very naturally. Just becomes something you do. You know what I mean? And I'm like that with lifting weights. I like to think at least. I go and lift every day. I'm that dude who just fucking goes and lifts. I'm that dude who's just always at the fucking burger shop. I'm always there. It's identity stuff. And I don't know. I think that shit's interesting, man. I'm feeling very pensive today. Very thoughtful. Pretty good. Generally. I feel really good. You know? And that he's been building up and foreshadowing for a long time. A continuation of the MF CEO project. And I'm a big Frisella fan. That dude's fucking great. Guy who created 75 Hard. And I wouldn't say 75 Hard in any of the 3 times I've done it has been life changing per se, but completely, totally life affirming, discipline building lends itself to fucking making the person who does it better, and it ties back into what I was just saying. You make yourself better, it's going to drip into everything that you do, I keep saying a lot, not just because I'm staring out my window. I'm staring at my window just thinking. I'm just thinking, Yeah, it's a pretty cool little app. It's almost like a combination of the 75 Hard app, and there's like a AI interface with it, and it's meant to track your goals. And the more it's one of those things, the more you put into it, because there's an onboarding to it, and the app's like, "What are your goals? What are you doing now?" Da, 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 da. And if you're the impatient kind of dude who just, all right, let me just get through this. Click, check the box. I didn't read anything. Let me just get in. I just got to see what's in here. And you're gonna give it bad information. And from how he talks about it on his podcast and shit, he's been building up on this for a long time. There's a lot of consumer trust, I would say. Andy Frisell is fucking just the sickest dude out here in the content creation game, let alone the actual real business and the actual real products, the actual real message, living by example, showing that shit. I think it's so, so important. And I've only gotten better by having been a fan of him. Once upon a time, I didn't even want to try 75 hard. Why? Well, because it's a lot of things to do. And I was busy drinking. And one of the rules, you can't have any alcohol for 75 days. But that's a seed planted. That's a seed planted that over a little window of time, it's like, all right, well, now that I don't drink, I got no fucking excuse. Let's try it. And day one turns into day two, turns into day five, turns into day 16, and so on and so forth. And then you slowly, that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of doing righteous things. It's the whole point of doing good things. Everyone wants to be better. And while I just said it seems, and it's like the law of attraction stuff. It's like the visualizing and manifesting stuff. It's almost like it's two incompatible, diametrically opposed ideas. It's not what you do, it's who you are. Well, what you do informs who you are. So there's a relationship between those things. And I'm still new to all of it. I'm still new to all this shit, dude. I've only got a couple years sober in the first place. I'm 33 years old with a couple years with my head screwed on right, relatively right. I'm still a little retarded. That's okay. We all are on some level. So it's not like I have the answers to anything, but I don't have the grand answers rather. I don't have the secret to life. I don't have a secret to anything really, but there's a lot of just true observations and shit that I've picked up. A lot of just true things I've learned and I've put into practice and gotten results from and learned from and internalized and gotten better as a result of implementing things I've been taught. Maybe not in one-on-one instruction, but we've got this massive internet, massive internet with a lot of good things out there. It's a big wide world with a lot of good people, a lot of beautiful, put it this way, all the most beautiful things that exist in the world in some shape, fashion, form, or manifestation. Just like all the bad things, just like all the evil things, just like all the ugly things, the internet is like that. It's what we do with it, which is Stoicism 101. This thing happened. So what are you going to do? How do you react? How do we move and react and respond accordingly in a way that's catered towards a better tomorrow? Do we spiral in the moment, flush it all away, burn it all down? You could. That's always an option. You know what I mean? I could have just, there's a million things like that. And I just fucking think it's interesting. This app's got me pensive in a certain way. It's exciting. There's an excitement to it. Just like anytime I've done 75 hard, it's like, all right, today's the day. Drink all this water. Boom, reading's done. Outdoor workouts done. Indoor workouts done. Boom, boom, boom. Now I just got to eat right and end the day right. And then we're on to the next thing. There's an excitement when you start an endeavor. And then gradually it turns into monotony and routine, which is not as exciting by any stretch of means. But it's all good. It's all good. Welcome to life. Welcome to life. Time marches on. We're best off marching with it, finding a good rhythm, doing our things righteously, which is what I try to do. But that's just me. Damn, none of my friends are in the chat. Someone's watching. I appreciate you. Usually there's a bunch of good mornings out here, but that's all good. That's all motherfucking good, dude. Yeah, it's interesting because this app's got like built-in challenges. It's like an AI generative thing. You can pick hey, what's up, Maddie? There you go. That's all right. You can watch. You don't got to fucking text. I'm just, I've grown accustomed to Mr. Jerome Wright spiraling in the chat. I've grown accustomed to EMP out here sending me a bunch of emojis and shit. It's all good. At work grinding? Yes, sir. Doing the thing, dude. Yeah, this app though, it's got like built-in challenges, and that could be fitness, it could be personal development, it could be like business related fitness stuff, relationship stuff. Like it's really, really interesting. It asks you all that. So it kind of gauges where you're at in life. And then it seems to gamify it all, where you get points and experience and level up, so to speak. People use the term talking about grinding. You know, People talk about grinding at a game. That's like gamer vocabulary. Just grinding the levels, grinding the experience. Well, if you look at this app as a game and you want to grind experience, well, it's going to turn into some fucking pretty sweet things. Even within one day, the generative AI is like, all right, so you have this idea of starting a business. Here's your challenge for the day. Write a business outline, find a content creator niche, so on and so forth. You want a hard level 3-day fitness challenge? All right. Every day, do 100 push ups, 100 squats, and a 2-minute plank. Now, 100 push ups and 100 body squats, it's not the easiest of things, but it ain't that difficult. The 2-minute fucking plank, I did one last night, and that shit was brutal. Oh boy. Now I got to do it again today, but that's good. That's good. That's right where we want to be. Do I look forward to it? Nope. But I'll get it done. And in about a minute, I'm like, all right, this kind of sucks. Now I'm looking at the stopwatch on my app, on my phone. Minute, all right, minute one, minute two, minute three. Fuck this. Minute 15, I'm like, this sucks. I can feel my bald, fucking, my bald headed forehead vein just fucking going nuts. Because they had a minute and a half on a plank. It's like, this is the longest minute. 2-minute plank. My goodness. Close second to split squats. Split squats fucking suck. No doubt about that. The 2-minute plank sucks. But, you know, I said I was going to do it. I told this AI on this app that I was going to do it. So fucking just going to do it. It's that simple. Minute 45. It's like, bro, this is all right. We're past the proximal learning zone and into the unknown, so to speak. Now it's minute 50. All right, now I can just count to 10. And that might be some of the longest 10 seconds that exists. And boom, 2 minutes in, did it. Check that shit off. If I'm just grinding away at this game, well, that lends itself to real world accomplishments. So that's pretty sick. It's the idea of using the tools of the enemy against them, which is righteous, which is what I'm saying. I'm a big fan of the MF CEO, Andy Frisella. Big fan. There's a lot of customer trust. Everything I bought from First Form or, his own Real American Freedom merch and the free content that he gives out, it's all excellent. And that's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of trust to be like, all right, I'll just download this app. I'll sit in a wait list for a while. And from the outside, it looks like one of those classic, it's what everyone said about Top G and about all these motherfucking coaches and gurus and all that shit out here. All these dudes with their in-group private network app. You got to pay 50 a month. The hater mindset says, yeah, well, if you get 100 people paying 50 a month, you're making what a scam. What a ripoff. It's just a pyramid scheme. Well, not if you get real fucking actual real world value out of it. And one day in, I already do, dude. So that's a good thing. That's a righteous thing on a fine Monday morning. But like I was saying, there's a couple things I was reading that stuck out to me that I want to drop real quick for posterity, of course. So as I'm working through James Lawrence, Iron Hope, this is the book. Now that I can, yeah, there you go. Iron Hope, James Lawrence. It's my current main reading. I got my main reading quest and then a bunch of side quests and a mini daily quests. But as I'm reading through this, there's been a bunch of good stuff in here. This is the guy who did 100 triathlons in 100 days. Gangster, in other words, which makes a 2-minute plank look like fucking nothing. So if I'm sitting here talking about how hard it is, it kind of makes me soft. But, something. He has a section in here where he says, chapter, what's the chapter called? Blue Collar Days. He says that any endeavor features what I call blue collar days. Proper noun. Blue collar days. You're punching a clock, doing your job, then going home. Sure, it's about navigating repetition, whether you're fitting bolts into holes, flipping burgers, represent, or doing triathlons. But in the long term, blue collar days are about faithfulness, reliability, and dogged endurance. Whenever a new endeavor is announced, there's starting gate excitement. There's anticipation, buildup, eagerness to get going. Then you get into the quest and routine settles in. People lose their initial excitement and experience harder moments. You encounter unanticipated challenges and have to get creative and figure things out. This happens whether starting a new job, setting a big goal, or experiencing a life change. Very intuitive. We all know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But there's something different about just reading it on a piece of paper from someone that, as I read his book, I'm going to respect the authority contained therein. That's important, in my opinion, but what the fuck do I know? He continues, blue collar days are part of the necessary work of being successful. They are the true test of your faithfulness. You simply need to traverse the blue collar days. Simply need to traverse them. Do the motherfucking thing. Stay upbeat. Push negative thoughts from your mind. Send out positive energy. Look for sparks of light wherever you can. AKA have a good attitude and tend to your business. Do your duty. You're just grinding at work right now, Matty K. That's all good, dude. It's just a blue collar day, brother. Keep that attitude good because everything's good, man. Everything's as good as we let it be. I'll read something like that, and immediately, since I've been focusing on a lot of law of attraction stuff, manifesting stuff, law of assumption stuff, like I was talking about the other day, it made me pick up this other book and see if something could just jump out at me. This one, Master Key System, Charles Hanel. I like this one a lot, as featured in the best-selling book, The Secret. But in this section, right? So I just read that and I picked this up immediately afterwards. I'm like, let me check this out. I got a feeling. And in this is part 2, where he's talking about the interplay between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. He says this. Charles Hanel says, it is often true that conditions of fear, worry, poverty, disease, inharmony, and evils of all kind dominate us by reason of false suggestions accepted by the unguarded subconscious mind. All this, the trained conscious mind can entirely prevent by its vigilant protective action. It may be properly called the watchman at the gate of the great subconscious domain. One writer has expressed the chief distinction between the two phases of mind thus: conscious mind is reasoning will, subconscious mind is instinctive desire, the result of past reasoning will. That subconscious mind and conscious mind interplay is very interesting to me. It's one of these other books I got. I forget which one. The Great Within, maybe. But it's all about how it's our duty to imprint with our conscious mind those things that we want into our subconscious mind. And it takes time, but eventually that imprinting changes the composition, and then that interplay is all different. Yeah, super fascinating stuff. What do you think about the shit? This is the shit I'm interested in, dude. He goes on. The subconscious mind draws just and accurate inferences from premises furnished from outside sources. Where the premise is true, the subconscious mind reaches a faultless conclusion. But where the premise or suggestion is an error, the whole structure fails. The subconscious mind does not engage in the process of proving. It relies upon the conscious mind, the watchman at the gate, to guard it from mistaken impressions. Exactly what this dude said. You got them blue collar days, man. You got days you're grinding, got days we're just doing the thing. Don't matter if we like it, love it, hate it, or okay with it. We're better off enjoying it. Better off keeping that attitude high. Better off keeping a high thumos. Going about this thing with well-intentioned, honest effort. Whatever that thing is. That's going to imprint the whole fucking rest of the thing, dude. The whole machine works differently. Attitude is everything. Attitude is everything, they say. Cliche as it may be, fucking A. I find it very true. So that's what I'm thinking about on this fine Monday morning, hitting the 20-minute mark, fired up on a Monday. I appreciate it. Good to have you in the chat, man. Congratulations again. Appreciate you, dog. I'm going to roll out of here, go bang out some chest. I guess I got 100 push-ups to do. I did about 30 body squats already. So I got about 80 more to go on top of my chest workout. Within my chest workout, I'll include 100 push-ups and a 2-minute plank. And then we'll go to work. Open the shop and then close that motherfucker down later on. Thanks for hanging out with me on this fine Monday morning. A fine episode of BS with Hannas. That's me. I'm Nikki Hannas. You can find this on YouTube at BS with Hannas. It'll get uploaded to Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, so on and so forth. I got another YouTube channel, Nikki B. Hannas. There's some music videos on there, some live footage, studio music, of course. My backing track jam series, which is a lot of fun to do. Just play my guitar. We enjoy that. You want to find my real music, studio projects, nickybhannas.com, nickybhannas.bandcamp.com, Nikki B. Hannas on all streaming services. And if you want to support the mission, there's a concentrated feed of all my creative endeavors, patreon.com/Nikki B. Hannas. It's about 90 pieces of content on there right now. Shit just adds up. Get that ball rolling, get some momentum, get after it. You know, everyone's got catchphrases. Keep hammering. That's Cameron Haynes. That's badass. I'm actually wearing a keep hammering hat right now. Stay after it. Stay loaded. I don't know. Keep ripping. I'm out of here. Happy Monday. One love. Peace. See, the song restarted though, so I got to go to the outro. Here we go.